Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you another way to make breakbeats in Ableton. So first we have to pick our sample, and to do that we can press Ctrl F to search in every sample library, or also plugins as well. Everything that you have in this category or this category can be found searching like this. If you press Ctrl F, and we will use the same Terroramen as last time. So here I found it. So then I will drag this here. And so here we have our sample. But now we actually want to make a MIDI track, and you will not be able to see, but if you right click right here, there will be a drop down menu and you can click Insert MIDI Track, or you can click Ctrl Shift T. That way you will also make a new MIDI track. So when you have your MIDI track, you select it and you double click the sample that you want to use. So now you saw that this sample went down here into Ableton's sampler, and this is actually called Simpler. And so I can show again. Take away, Ctrl Shift T, click this one time and double click the sample you want to use. So here we have the sample, and I will mute this. And if you want to play this, there is no play button here, but you can click this button, and you will now be able to, if you have a MIDI keyboard connected, you will be able to play it. But now it's the whole sample, and we want to use slices. So how we do that is we go down here to Slice, and here Ableton have found all the transients and sliced it for us. So now if I play on my keyboard, it plays every note, every beat individually. So, but you can also, and here you can change the sensitivity. So how many slices you want, and you can choose. Oh, yeah, you can't see this drop-down menu, but when you click here, there will be 4 things to choose from: transient, beat, region, and manual. So if you choose beat, the sample will be sliced in divisions, which you can click here and choose the divisions, which works great for us now because our break is on the grid already synced up. So that's what we want, but not 16s. So this works for us now. And so how do we make our own version? We click here on the, we drag in the MIDI, in the session view, we drag where we want this clip to be, and you right click, and there will be a drop down menu, and in the middle you will find Insert MIDI Clip. When we click that, there will be a new clip here. And you can also, if we take away this, you can also press Ctrl Shift M, and you will have made another MIDI clip where you had it selected. So now we are here. You can use this. You can click here to drag this up and down, and to zoom in. So here we have our samples, should be able to hear them. Okay, they are down here. All right. So now we can make our own. And now if we say I want to change the velocity, you can hear it works, but if we want it to be even more sensitive, we can change this thing right here. We can drag this up, so now the velocity will have 100%, will be 100% in charge of the volume. So if I have this on 0 right now, you can barely hear them. And so if I have it like this, you have more control over the velocity instead of, for example, this. And you can click Shift Tab to go from the piano roll into this view right here. And so I'm gonna show you, if you drag this down to like 10%, there will be no difference between this hit that has almost the maxed out velocity and this hit that has 0 velocity or 1 velocity. So you can play around with that. I preferred on around here. So yeah, this is one way to make beats. And also, if you click this warp here, you can use this thing, the transient, and it will show you how it works. I'll make now you hear that? I will loop this. So this transient thing will make small envelopes of each hit. If I click here, first I have to click here, and you choose the one arrow pointing to the right. And Ableton will, on the start of every hit, it will make a small envelope, and you can choose the length there. It's a pretty cool trick. And well, let's say you want to use other samples than just this one, and you want to have individual drum hits and be able to use them in a piano roll like this. There is a thing called drum rack, which you can find here. If you click drums, there will be a lot of preset drum racks, and we can choose this one, for example, the 808, and we drag it in here, and it will make a new MIDI channel. And we'll do like this again. Select this and Control Shift M. We have our new MIDI clip here. So here you have a fixed drum bank with 808 samples. So, but let's say we don't want to use these fixed sample packs. We can delete this and choose the drum rack, which is just named drum rack, and drag this in. And there now we'll have an empty drum rack, which we can drag samples in from anywhere. From example, these Ableton preset samples. You can drag this in, and you can also make slices here. So let's say I want this snare. You can take that and just drag it in there, and you will have the snare from this. And let's say I want this. click this, you drag it down here, and now you go back into here, make a new MIDI channel, Control-Shift-M, and you will have your own selected samples. And yes, I'm gonna solo this one. So there you have that. And also in here you can hear, if I take this one for example, no, let's take this one, you can hear it's a pretty long hit, it's 2 hits, and if I make this very short, you can still hear both of the small drum hits. And let's say you want to be able to choose, so if you have a long note, both of them will be played, but if you have a very small one, a short one, then only the first will be played. So you can go in there, and if you choose just that one, which is this last one here, as you see, you can go into classic, and from here you have your volume envelope here, and if you see the release set is in standard settings, it's at 60 seconds. So if you drag this down to like 2 milliseconds and you go back into the piano roll, and this note now will be super short. And you may want that or not, but that is one way to do it if you want. So, and you actually, so if you want it on the other ones as well, you click on the ones you want to be able to change that way. You click classic and then drag down the release. And and when you have picked classic as your sampling engine, if you still want to use the velocity, right now if you take this velocity down, it's pretty loud at 29. It's not loud, but if you want even bigger control, you have to go into here. Do you see, if you when you were in one-shot mode, the velocity and volume settings here was right here, but when you go into classic, that one disappears, and instead you have the volume envelope. So you have to go into controls and choose the release time here. No, you have to here, and then you go and change the velocity and volume levels here instead of here. So yeah, now you have better control over the velocity. So that's some new tricks to use when making breakbeats in Ableton. Thank you for watching.